From washed-up addict to Hollywood's highest-grossing actor of all time, Samuel L. Jackson's story proves it's never too late to turn your life around. How did a former drug addict on the brink of homelessness harness his talent to become one of the most successful stars in cinema history? Stay tuned to find out the key moments that lifted Samuel from rock bottom to over 200 films with total box office sales exceeding $27 billion. After years stuck in minor roles, Samuel L. Jackson seemed like an unlikely candidate for superstardom. Yet a shocking intervention put him on the path toward legendary status. Along the way, he leveraged both fortune and fame to amplify his voice beyond the silver screen. Now, Samuel uses his platform to enrich the lives of others. In 1991, Samuel L. Jackson hit rock bottom. His drug addiction had sabotaged a promising acting career that failed to materialize after over 20 years of minor roles. Unemployed and teetering on the brink of homelessness, the 43-year-old washed-up actor entered rehab as a last resort. Little did he know, this would spark an incredible comeback story. 15 years later, in 2006, Samuel would appear in the record-breaking Snakes on a Plane, cementing his status as Hollywood's undisputed king of the box office blockbuster. But how did he turn it all around? Let's rewind and relive the key moments in Samuel's journey from addict to icon, the early grind. Long before the fast cars and multi-million-dollar contracts, Samuel honed his acting chops on the theater circuit across New York City. In the late 60s and early 70s, he immersed himself in the world of live theater, sculpting his soon-to-be legendary on-screen persona. Samuel quickly built a reputation as a fiercely talented and dedicated actor on Broadway and in the emerging black theater scene. But while he enjoyed moderate success on stage, Hollywood remained elusive. In the 80s and 90s, Samuel continued to land minor film roles here and there. Yet despite standout performances in films like Coming to America, directors repeatedly overlooked him as leading man material. Behind the scenes, though, Samuel grappled with more than just typecasting. A crippling addiction to drugs and alcohol gradually derailed his career aspirations. By 1991, Samuel found himself unemployed, penniless, and staring down the threat of homelessness. He had reached his breaking point. Out of options, he checked into rehab in an attempt to salvage his personal life and career. The intervention. Rehab marked a turning point for the struggling actor. He managed to completely overhaul his lifestyle and emerge clean, focused, and hungry for a second chance at stardom. Realizing he needed representation to land more substantive acting gigs, Samuel turned to talent manager Bernie Brillstein. Bernie was a Hollywood veteran with many industry connections. More importantly, Bernie saw what previous agents had missed in Samuel: raw, magnetic talent and bankable star potential. He quickly signed Samuel on as a client, determined to rebrand him as a leading man. At Bernie's urging, Samuel threw himself into a string of small but attention-grabbing roles. He started off playing against type, taking on uncharacteristic comedic parts in films like Loaded Weapon 1 and Amos and Andrew. These parts showcased Samuel's versatility and viability as more than just a niche, dramatic character actor. Bernie then strategically positioned Samuel for his breakthrough role, Jules Winfield in Quentin Tarantino's 1994 masterpiece, Pulp Fiction, the iconic breakthrough. Quentin Tarantino had struggled for years to get Pulp Fiction greenlit by studios. Seen as too edgy and graphic, the script was rejected. Out of options, he decided to fund it himself on a modest $8.5 million budget. In casting the film, Quentin sought out veteran actors known for their intensity and magnetism. For the role of Jules, he immediately envisioned Samuel L. Jackson. And after an intense read-through session, Samuel secured the career-altering part. As the philosophical hitman Jules Winfield, Samuel delivered what is considered by critics and fans alike to be one of the most iconic performances in modern cinema history. Seared into popular culture forever are Jules' intimidating scowl, blistering monologues, and chillingly delivered Bible verses recited before slaying victims. Samuel walked away with rave reviews along with his only Academy Award nomination to date for Best Supporting Actor. Pulp Fiction exploded both at the box office and in critical prestige, winning the coveted Palme d'Or at Cannes and the Independent Spirit Award for Best Film. Overnight, Samuel L. Jackson emerged as Hollywood's hottest rising star and dramatic powerhouse, the blockbuster machine. But of all Pulp Fiction's lasting effects on Hollywood and pop culture, propelling Samuel to stardom stands paramount. Filmmakers and producers immediately saw his range and star potential that casting directors had once overlooked. Bolstered by the runaway success of Pulp Fiction, Samuel and Bernie effectively branded the actor as a bankable mainstream star who could also deliver searing dramatic performances. In the years following Pulp Fiction, Samuel cranked out an astonishing string of blockbuster hits and crowd pleasers spanning virtually every genre: action, comedy, family films, westerns, and animations. He brought his trademark style and swagger to fan-favorite franchises like Die Hard, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and Marvel's cinematic universe. Ever the workhorse on set, Samuel even managed to film multiple movies per year without sacrificing quality. Critics and fans loved him equally, and box office numbers didn't lie. Samuel was a bona fide draw for moviegoers. Among his smash hits, The Negotiator, with $270 million worldwide, Unbreakable, with $248 million globally, and The Cult, Favorite Snakes on a Plane, with $134 million. By 2011, Samuel had surpassed Harrison Ford as Hollywood's all-time highest-grossing actor, with cumulative box office sales exceeding $7.4 billion. Today, that number has soared to over $27 billion from 135 movies and counting, giving back. For many Hollywood stars, fame and wealth become their own form of currency, a platform to live out their wildest dreams. But while Samuel clearly enjoys the spoils of fame, he also recognizes it as a tool for changing lives. A child of segregation and adversity in the Deep South, Samuel knows firsthand the pain of injustice and inequality. After getting his start with Spike Lee and the vibrant black theater community, he always promised to give back if he ever made it to Hollywood. True to his word, Samuel co-founded the Black Artists Group, dedicated to empowering young black creatives with skill development and mentorship opportunities. He also started a scholarship fund in his former hometown of Chattanooga, Tennessee, to honor his beloved grandparents. Having broken barriers himself as Hollywood's preeminent black leading man, Samuel actively advocated for more diversity and inclusion behind the camera as well. He frequently collaborates with up-and-coming minority directors, screenwriters, actors, and crew members to boost their careers. Looking back at Samuel L. Jackson's epic rise to stardom, his journey fills one with hope and possibility. It serves as a reminder that no matter how far we may stray off course, it is never too late to rebuild and realize our dreams. Through sobriety, passion, and networks of support, Samuel transformed himself from a penniless, unemployed addict to the undisputed king of Hollywood. His remarkable turnaround proves that sometimes our lowest moments plant the seeds for later greatness. So if life has beaten you down and filled you with doubts, take a page from the Samuel L. Jackson Handbook. Surround yourself with people who see your untapped potential. Commit fully to your craft and continually hone it. And when opportunity knocks, kick down the door with confidence to seize your rightful place at center stage. You just might find a fortune waiting on the other side.